How to clean your walk-in bathtub, and specifically your safety bath walk-in tub. Today, that's going to be the topic, all about the cleaning of walk-in bathtubs. Throughout the session, I've got a laptop set up here. If you've got any questions, don't hesitate to throw them out, even while I'm talking. We'll have a Q&A session at the end of the webinar here, so I'll respond at that point. Again, if you've got any questions, you can fire them off at that point too as well. So to get going here, my name's Rory. I am General Manager and one of the owners here at Safety Bath, and have been since 2011. And Safety Bath, we are a manufacturer of walk-in bathtubs and have been manufacturing walk-in bathtubs since 1992. We originally started the manufacturing our tubs with gelcoat, and then into the 2000s there we changed our manufacturing processes into acrylic walk-in bathtubs. So why we made the move into acrylic and why use acrylic? Basically, acrylic is an engineered product, and it's a structural product as well. So there's a cross-link material there, which makes it super durable. And it's also it's manufactured with certain qualities to it. And so what that means, how that relates to bathtubs is acrylic. It's a non-porous material. So what that means is it's naturally stain, mold, and mildew resistant. And because of that, it's non-absorbent. It doesn't absorb liquids. So we've all seen those bathtubs in our parents' grandma's house or whatever, where you see that bathtub and it's discolored. That's because it's a gel coat bathtub, and they just absorb the liquids and stuff that come in contact with the bathtub over time. So you're not going to have that problem with acrylic because it's completely non-porous. So that leads you into some of the benefits of acrylic bathtubs. Acrylic is resistant to chips and cracks, and that's due to how it's engineered, basically. And then not only that, it starts off life as a certain thickness. So our sheets are about quarter of an inch thick before we thermoform them, and then what we do is we give them a spray backing with fiberglass, so they're structurally very strong. So it's really hard to chip or crack one of our bathtubs, where if it's a gel coat bathtub, it's just a pain, and if you don't get the structural integrity behind it to hold up that pain, they're much more susceptible to cracking and chipping and things of that nature. Again, because it's a non-porous material, acrylic is mold, mildew, and stain resistant, which is super important. Because of the hardness of the material, they're super easy to clean. Just soft cloths and wiping them, that's all that's really required on a acrylic bathtub. And if you've got the skill set, they're quite easy to repair as well. And any kind of say you get swirl marks, like just like a car, if you're wiping your car down, you can get swirl marks over time. You can actually buff all of that out of an acrylic bathtub, and you've got lots of material in the acrylic to actually buff out, so you can return it to its natural luster. And one of the other things with acrylics, because of the thickness of the material itself, it actually has pretty good thermal qualities as well. So one of the things, as you're waiting for your tub to fill and drain, also while you're in it, you want to keep the water longer, for as long as possible. And one of the benefits of acrylic is it has really good thermal qualities versus a really thin layer of paint, which is what gel coat would be essentially. Always, if there's pros to something, there's always a con. Acrylic is definitely more expensive. Again, our tubs start off life as a single sheet of acrylic, big 4x8 sheet of acrylic. It's a cross-link structure, totally manufactured in a way for our bathtubs specifically. So that in turn does cost more than a can of gel coat. To actually thermoform our bathtubs, it requires a huge skill set. You need heavy machinery, ovens. You also need to have molds. The molds need to be manufactured in a certain way, and then you also need the people actually thermoform. You need to have the skills to thermoform our tubs. And so acrylic, with all this equipment and the people involved, is more expensive to work with by nature. Again, versus just a gel coat, which is essentially can be applied with a can of paint and a paintbrush. And the one other thing with acrylic, which is a negative component, would be it's a plastic. So you need to be aware of the chemicals that come in contact with it. And when you say chemicals, cleaning chemicals in particular. So you need to use cleaners that are approved and safe for use on acrylic. You don't want to use anything ammonia based, which is typical of a lot of household cleaners. And you'll see it'll be noted on the packaging of those cleaners. In the active ingredient list, you'll see ammonia or some sort of extended version of ammonia in a word there. You just stay clear of those and you'll be just fine. So again, one of the negatives, you just need to be aware of what you actually use to clean the bathtub. But once you've got that figured out, that's not a concern whatsoever. So to actually clean your bathtub, because of the non-porous surface and the natural resistance to mildew and buildup, they're very, very easy to clean. You're not going to have those tough, really grimy spots unless you let this accumulate. You do have to clean your bathtub. Obviously, it's not foolproof, but it's harder for waste and things to actually stick to the material. It's like glass in essence. So compared to like a gel coat where it's porous, things can stick to it, you're not going to have that issue with acrylic. So you do need to be aware with acrylic. It's still a softer kind of finishing, can be scratched. So when you're cleaning your bathtub, really important to not use abrasive cleaners. Literally a couple of squirts of dish soap and some warm water with a wet rag is enough to clean your bathtub. If you've got tougher spots, you can actually make a scouring paste, and it's going to act like a buffing compound, so it's going to shine your bathtub up more than just remove the dirt that's there. By using baking soda on a damp sponge. So if you've got those kind of tough water spots, using that baking soda, you can actually just wipe it down and it will take off any kind of water spots and things of that nature. Another good option there, if you've got kind of tougher kind of areas, you can use lemon for the acidity. That'll break down any kind of harder spots to get off, as well as cleaning vinegar. Cleaning vinegar is awesome stuff. You can pick that up in the cleaning aisles in the stores. Again, doesn't contain the harsh chemicals. We consume it, so it's good for us. So there's no kind of hazardous kind of materials that go into that. Really important when you're cleaning our bathtubs that you don't use any kind of steel wool or scouring pads or anything along those lines, because it is a smooth surface. You don't want to scratch the finish of your bathtub. Really important when you're in the stores and you're trying to select a cleaner, to be super aware of those bathtub cleaners and bathroom cleaners that are sitting on the shelf that are designed for the purpose of what you're looking for the product to do. They can have really harsh cleaners in them. It's really important to avoid any kind of cleaning products that are designed to sit and dissolve, build up on your bathtub, like foaming cleaners or tile cleaners, because as that eats away at any kind of buildup that may be there on a harder surface, once that buildup on the surface is gone, it's then going to keep eating into what's underneath it, and that's your bathtub. So you really want to avoid those, and you also want to avoid obvious kind of acetone and solvents, because they can cause some serious damage to acrylic as well. So before you select any kind of bathroom cleaner, it's just really important to read the label itself. On that label, it will a lot of them will just say it's safe for use on acrylic or not safe on acrylic. So read the label and pay really careful attention to the active ingredients on it. And if it says ammonia, if it's got any kind of ammonia based kind of other chemicals there, it'll be a longer version of ammonia, obviously is a longer word. Just stay away from them. You don't need them, and your tub will be good for years to come. So to summarize, the cleaning of your bathtub, it's super easy to do. The acrylic will stay with the high shine in its original condition for decades, literally, providing you just avoid those aggressive cleaners and also scouring compounds like pads and whatnot. And that's all due to the high quality materials that we use, the acrylics in particularly. So if you just use a simple, non-abrasive, mild, natural cleaners, that's all you need to clean your walk-in bathtub. If you stay away from the ammonia-based cleaners, scouring pads and wipes, you'll have a new looking tub for decades. And so that's it. That's really the webinar there. Use just easygoing vinegars, gentle cleaning products. That's all you need to clean our bathtubs. If you've got any questions on any other products, please don't hesitate to reach out. I'll sit around for a moment here. I'll keep talking a little bit more. Don't hesitate to fire those questions if you have them. If you're still here, thank you for taking the time to watch this video. If you have watched this and you have questions coming up, or you think of this tomorrow or the day after, my personal email is rory@safetybathtubs.com. Don't hesitate to send any of your questions my way. I will answer them for sure. And again, thanks again. Our website, safetybathtubs.com. There's information there as well. So yeah, please don't hesitate to reach out. Thanks so much.